Listen carefully. Nobody likes pain. Nobody wakes up and says, I hope today hurts. But pain is not your enemy. Comfort is. Pain is the signal. Pain is the pressure. Pain is the test. And tests don't come to break you. They come to measure you. Pain is not punishment. It feels like it in the moment. It feels personal. It feels unfair. When something falls apart, when someone walks away, when effort doesn't produce results, the first instinct is to ask, why is this happening to me? The mind immediately searches for blame. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I don't deserve success. Maybe the world is against me. But pain is not a verdict on your worth. It is a process shaping your capacity. Every level of growth demands a new version of you. And that new version cannot exist without pressure. When you try to build strength in the gym, you don't grow by lifting what is easy. You grow by challenging your muscles beyond their comfort. The resistance creates tiny tears in the muscle fibers, and those tears rebuild stronger than before. Emotional and mental pain work the same way. The setbacks, the rejections, the failures, they stretch your limits. They force you to develop resilience, patience, and focus. If everything came easily, you would never develop discipline. If success arrived without struggle, you would never value it. Preparation often feels like loss before it feels like progress. When opportunities disappear, they make space for better ones. When plans collapse, they push you to think differently. When people doubt you, they give you the fuel to prove yourself through action rather than words. Pain strips away illusions. It shows you where you are weak. It exposes habits that need to change. It highlights the skills you haven't mastered yet. That exposure can feel uncomfortable, even humiliating, but it is necessary. You cannot improve what you refuse to see. Preparation requires awareness. And sometimes the only way to become aware is through discomfort. Think about the moments that shaped you the most. They were not the easy days. They were the nights you questioned everything. They were the times you felt alone, misunderstood, or exhausted. Those experiences forced you to dig deeper. They made you resourceful. They sharpened your thinking. They taught you how to manage emotions instead of being controlled by them. Pain also builds emotional endurance. When you survive something difficult, your tolerance for stress increases. What once felt overwhelming becomes manageable. What once scared you becomes familiar. That familiarity creates confidence. Not loud confidence based on ego, but quiet confidence built on evidence. You've been through hard things before. You adapted. You learned. You grew. That proof changes how you approach future challenges. Preparation is rarely comfortable because comfort doesn't require change. Pain demands change. It demands responsibility. It demands growth. When you are forced to confront your limitations, you either shrink or expand. If you choose to expand, the very thing that hurt you becomes the reason you become stronger. Rejection prepares you for refinement. Failure prepares you for strategy. Loneliness prepares you for independence. Criticism prepares you for resilience. Each painful experience carries a lesson designed to increase your capacity. The mistake is interpreting pain as a sign to quit. In reality, it is often a sign that you are being stretched beyond your previous limits. Growth feels heavy because you are carrying more than before. Responsibility feels stressful because you are capable of handling more than before. The weight you feel is evidence of expansion. The struggle you feel is evidence of transformation. Pain is not there to destroy you. It is there to train you. It teaches you patience when results are delayed. It teaches you discipline when motivation fades. It teaches you strength when comfort disappears. Every difficult moment is building skills you will need at the next level of your life. Pressure creates power. That is the simple truth that most people overlook, because pressure is uncomfortable and discomfort is something we naturally avoid. Yet, without pressure, nothing of significance is ever created. Diamonds do not form without immense heat and crushing weight. Steel is not forged without fire. And greatness is not achieved without challenges that push you beyond what you think is possible. Every time you feel cornered, every time you feel like the world is pressing down on you, it is not punishment. It is preparation. It is the universe or life itself creating the exact conditions necessary to make you stronger, sharper, and more capable than you were yesterday. Pressure is a force that tests your limits. When you are under pressure, your weaknesses are exposed. It's easy to appear strong when everything is going your way, but pressure does not allow you to hide. It demands that you confront your fears, your doubts, and the areas where you have been avoiding growth. This is why pressure is uncomfortable. It forces honesty. It forces you to see where you are lacking and gives you the chance to correct it. Every great person you admire has faced moments where the weight on their shoulders seemed unbearable. And yet those moments became defining points in their journey. When you embrace pressure, you learn to channel it instead of letting it break you. It becomes a tool, not an obstacle. The more you experience pressure, the more you understand that it is a signal, an indicator that you are on the path to growth. The key is not to resist it, but to move with it. Like an athlete using resistance bands to strengthen muscles, or a sailor using strong winds to move faster across the sea. Pressure can be harnessed to accelerate your development. You begin to see challenges not as setbacks, but as accelerants, pushing you toward your potential faster than comfort ever could. Power is not just physical strength. It is mental and emotional strength as well. Under pressure, you learn focus, determination, and resilience. Your mind is forced to operate at a higher level to make decisions with clarity, even when the stakes are high. Your emotions are tested, and you learn to manage them instead of being controlled by them. Pressure teaches you patience, because you realize that true results do not come instantly. It teaches you persistence, because giving up under strain only prolongs the struggle. And it teaches you creativity, because when resources are limited or obstacles appear, you are compelled to find solutions you never considered in moments of ease. History is filled with examples of individuals who were forged under pressure. Entrepreneurs who faced bankruptcy and rejection before creating empires. Athletes who trained through pain and exhaustion to reach the top of their sport. Innovators who were ridiculed, underestimated, or ignored before their breakthroughs changed the world. Each of these stories shares one common theme. Pressure created the conditions for them to discover the power within themselves. Without the weight pressing down, without the obstacles in their path, they would never have been forced to reach that level of excellence. The human mind often resists pressure because it associates it with danger, failure, or suffering. But pressure is not inherently negative. It is a catalyst. Just as fire tempers steel, pressure strengthens your resolve. It reveals what you are truly capable of when everything is stripped away and you are left with nothing but your skill, your determination, and your willpower. The more you endure, the more capable you become. You develop confidence not because life is easy, but because you have proven to yourself that you can withstand hardship and come out stronger. Every challenge, every moment of tension, every high-stakes situation is building power in ways that comfort never could. When you begin to see pressure as an ally rather than an enemy, your perspective shifts. You start to understand that the moments that feel unbearable are actually the moments that matter most. You start to realize that power is not given. It is earned through facing what others avoid. You start to recognize that every ounce of stress, every tight deadline, every expectation weighing on you is shaping you into someone who can handle much more than you ever imagined. Comfort is the real enemy. It hides behind smiles, routines, and familiarity, convincing you that everything is fine while quietly holding you back from your potential. When life is easy, it lulls you into a false sense of security. You wake up, go through the motions, and tell yourself that progress is happening, when in reality, comfort is a trap that prevents growth. True growth, real transformation, never occurs in a zone where there is no challenge. Comfort keeps you safe, but safety is the enemy of greatness. If you want extraordinary results, you must be willing to step into discomfort, to embrace the unknown, and to welcome situations that push you beyond what you think is possible. The human brain is designed to avoid pain and seek pleasure. That instinct served our ancestors when survival was at stake. But in the modern world, it often works against us. We look for convenience, instant gratification, and easy solutions. And in doing so, we limit our capacity. Comfort makes small goals feel sufficient, even when your potential is far greater. It keeps you stagnant because stagnation feels safe, while movement demands energy, courage, and risk. The path to success is not a straight line filled with ease. It is a path marked by challenges, uncertainty, and pressure, and those who avoid discomfort rarely reach it. Comfort dulls ambition. When life is easy, you forget what it feels like to be hungry. You forget the fire that drives you to improve, to innovate, to excel. The challenges, hardships, and struggles you face in discomfort awaken a level of focus and determination that comfort can never produce. When you are pushed out of your comfort zone, your mind is forced to adapt. You are forced to think creatively, to develop resilience, and to take risks that you would otherwise avoid. Those moments of discomfort are opportunities disguised as challenges. They are the very things that prepare you for extraordinary success. The difference between average people and extraordinary people often comes down to willingness to embrace discomfort. Ordinary lives are built around comfort. They seek predictability and avoid confrontation. Extraordinary lives, on the other hand, are built around growth, and growth is inseparable from discomfort. Every breakthrough in human history, whether in science, business, sports, or art, required stepping into the unknown, risking failure, and enduring challenges that were far from comfortable. The path to greatness is intentionally designed to be uncomfortable because it demands transformation. Comfort, by contrast, encourages complacency, mediocrity, and resignation. Discomfort develops character. It forces you to confront your weaknesses, to acknowledge your fears, and to push past limitations. When you face uncomfortable situations, you are training yourself to handle adversity. You learn patience when results are delayed. You learn discipline when motivation fades. You develop courage when fear is present. You build resilience when the odds are stacked against you. Comfort never teaches these lessons. It allows you to remain passive while the world moves forward without you. It allows the strongest, most determined individuals to rise while you stay where you are, hidden in safety. Every time you choose comfort over challenge, you give up a piece of your potential. Every time you avoid discomfort, you delay growth. Every time you settle for what is easy, you deny yourself the opportunity to become remarkable. Success is not about avoiding pain or difficulty. Success is about embracing it, learning from it, and using it to fuel your evolution. Those who thrive understand that comfort is temporary, but growth is permanent. They understand that the world does not reward the safe, the predictable, or the content. It rewards the bold, the persistent, and the fearless. The discomfort you feel today is an investment in your future. It is the bridge between who you are now and who you are capable of becoming. Every challenge, every risk, every moment that pushes you beyond your familiar boundaries is preparing you to handle greater responsibilities, greater opportunities, and greater success. Comfort may feel good in the short term, but in the long term, it steals your potential, your ambition, and your chance to leave a mark. To become extraordinary, you must learn to see comfort not as a reward, but as the enemy of everything you want to achieve. The bigger the destiny, the harder the training. Life does not hand out greatness lightly, and it does not prepare ordinary people for extraordinary outcomes. If your goals are monumental, if your vision reaches beyond the limits of what seems possible, then the universe will meet you with challenges that are equally monumental. Those challenges may feel overwhelming, they may feel unfair, and they may make you question yourself, but they are not there to stop you. They are there to prepare you. Every trial, every setback, every moment that tests your patience is a rehearsal for the life you are meant to live. Destiny does not arrive gently. It arrives with a force that demands you rise to it. When you look at people who have achieved massive success, it's easy to think they were simply lucky or born gifted. But the truth is that their achievements were preceded by intense preparation. The pressure they faced was proportional to the scale of what they were meant to accomplish. The bigger the dream, the more demanding the preparation must be. You cannot handle a $100 million company if you have never handled a difficult conversation. You cannot lead a movement if you have never endured rejection. You cannot inspire millions if you have not first overcome your own fears. Destiny measures the strength, the skill, and the resilience required to fulfill it, and it will never give more than you are ready to handle. Hardship is a necessary part of this preparation. It is the training ground where your character is tested and refined. When you feel like everything is falling apart, when doors close and opportunities seem scarce. That is often the exact moment that the universe is sculpting you for your future. You are being pushed, stretched, and challenged in ways that feel painful because greatness requires more than comfort. It requires endurance. It requires persistence. It requires the ability to stay focused when the stakes are high and the world feels against you. Each difficulty you endure builds the mental and emotional capacity necessary to take on something bigger. The journey toward a massive destiny is rarely linear. You will encounter failures, mistakes, and setbacks. Those experiences are not punishments, they are lessons. They are adjustments that ensure you develop the wisdom and skills required to handle what is coming. Just as an athlete trains rigorously before stepping into the arena, your struggles are preparing you to step into your arena fully equipped. You may not see it at the moment, but every obstacle is shaping you, building your strength, and teaching you how to manage challenges without losing focus or confidence. Patience is also an essential part of preparing for something big. People often want instant results, but the process of becoming capable of handling greatness takes time. The longer and harder the preparation, the more sustainable your success will be when it arrives. This is why the challenges you face now may feel disproportionate. They are designed to expand your limits and ensure that when your moment comes, you do not falter. The bigger the destiny, the more intense the lessons, and the more rigorous the preparation must be. Life will not give you a shortcut. It will give you experiences that shape you into the person capable of fulfilling your purpose. Every time you face pressure, every time you encounter doubt, every time someone underestimates you, it is a test of your readiness for what lies ahead. The world is constantly measuring your strength, your focus, and your resilience. These moments are not coincidences. They are intentional, even if unconsciously so. They exist to make you capable of handling the responsibilities, opportunities, and challenges that come with a significant destiny. If the journey were easy, if the lessons were gentle, you would not grow fast enough to match the scale of your purpose. When you embrace this truth, you begin to see struggle differently. You begin to understand that the intensity of your current challenges is directly proportional to the magnitude of what you are meant to achieve. The bigger the dream, the bigger the preparation. You are being stretched because your future self requires it. You are being tested because your future responsibilities demand it. You are being challenged because your potential is enormous, and only through this rigorous process can you develop the strength, skill, and endurance necessary to meet it. Stop asking, why me? And start asking, what is this building in me? This shift in mindset changes everything. When life presents challenges, pain, or setbacks, the instinctive reaction is to question fairness, to feel victimized, to wonder why fate has singled you out. The mind searches for reasons, for explanations that often lead to despair or self-doubt. But the real question should not be about why the hardship exists, but what the hardship is teaching you. Every obstacle, every failure, every moment of discomfort is not random. It is deliberately shaping the person you are becoming. When you ask the right question, you start to see life as a teacher rather than a threat. Life's difficulties are rarely meaningless. Even when they feel unbearable, they carry lessons that are essential for growth. Rejection teaches you resilience, showing you that you can survive when others say no. Failure teaches strategy, forcing you to analyze your mistakes and refine your approach. Loneliness teaches independence, helping you understand your own value without relying on external validation. Criticism teaches awareness, allowing you to see blind spots in your thinking or behavior that you may have ignored. Each painful experience contains a hidden lesson, a skill, or a strength that is being built within you if you are willing to recognize it. When you begin to view challenges as building blocks rather than punishments, you take control of your growth. The narrative changes from being a passive victim to being an active participant in your evolution. Pain becomes a signal rather than a sentence. Struggle becomes preparation rather than punishment. Every time something goes wrong, instead of asking, why me? You start to ask, what can I learn from this? This simple change in perspective transforms obstacles into opportunities and challenges into training grounds for future success. Growth does not happen in comfort. Life often uses discomfort to teach lessons that cannot be learned any other way. You cannot develop patience without waiting. You cannot develop resilience without facing difficulty. You cannot develop confidence without overcoming fear. When you ask, what is this building in me? You start to see that every tough situation is a lesson in disguise. You start to recognize the hidden advantages of pain, the invisible opportunities within struggle. Each hardship becomes evidence of your own evolution, a marker that you are being prepared for a larger life, a greater purpose, or a higher level of achievement. The process of being built through adversity also teaches humility and perspective. When you face challenges, you are reminded that you do not have total control, that you are part of something bigger, and that strength comes not from avoiding difficulty, but from facing it head on. You learn to appreciate your own endurance, to measure your growth not by external rewards, but by your internal progress. Every difficulty survived becomes proof of your capacity to handle more. Every setback endured becomes evidence that you are stronger than you realized. Life is constantly testing your ability to adapt, to overcome, and to grow, and the question you ask determines how you respond to these tests. By asking, what is this building in me? You start to develop awareness of your potential. You begin to see that you are being equipped with the tools, mindset, and strength required for something greater. Challenges that once seemed unfair now take on a purpose. Pain that once seemed pointless now has meaning. Every difficult situation is a step in your personal evolution, a deliberate shaping of your character, skills, and resilience. You begin to recognize that life is not punishing you, but refining you. You start to see that the very experiences you resisted or resented are the ones that are preparing you for the future you desire. This mindset also fosters persistence and patience. Understanding that struggles are formative reduces frustration and discouragement. It allows you to endure setbacks without losing hope, to maintain focus when results are delayed, and to continue pushing forward even when progress feels slow. By asking the right question, you stop wasting energy on resentment and start investing it in growth. You begin to see life as a series of challenges designed to prepare you for the magnitude of your potential. Every hardship becomes a lesson, every obstacle becomes an opportunity, and every moment of pain becomes a part of the foundation of who you are becoming. Pain doesn't break leaders, it builds them. This is a truth that is often overlooked because pain is uncomfortable, raw, and demanding. When something hurts, the instinct is to resist, to retreat, to seek comfort. But leaders understand that pain is not a signal to stop. It is a signal to grow, to adapt, and to become stronger. Every challenge, every moment of struggle, every failure is an opportunity to develop qualities that cannot be gained any other way. Pain is a teacher, and leadership is one of its lessons. Those who survive and thrive under pressure are the ones who emerge capable of guiding others through uncertainty and adversity. Pain builds resilience, the backbone of leadership. Resilience is not developed in moments of ease, when everything is going according to plan. It is forged in the fires of struggle, when expectations are unmet, when setbacks threaten to derail progress, and when the weight of responsibility feels heavier than one can bear. Every time you face disappointment, rejection, or failure, you are exercising your capacity to endure. You learn how to manage emotions instead of being controlled by them. You learn how to maintain focus when distractions are all around you. You learn how to make decisions under pressure, knowing that hesitation can have consequences. The endurance developed through pain becomes a foundation for leadership, allowing you to remain steady when others panic. Pain also builds clarity. When life is comfortable, it is easy to be distracted by trivial concerns, to be swayed by opinions, or to drift without direction. Hardship strips away distractions. It forces you to confront what truly matters, to focus on your priorities, and to recognize what you are capable of achieving. Leaders are decisive because they have been tested. They have experienced circumstances that demanded clarity of thought and action. Pain teaches you to identify what is essential, to cut away what is unnecessary, and to make choices that align with purpose rather than convenience. Moreover, pain builds empathy, an often overlooked quality of great leaders. Experiencing struggle yourself allows you to understand the struggles of others. It teaches compassion without weakness, guidance without indulgence, and support without enabling. Leaders who have endured hardship can connect with people on a deeper level, offering perspective and strength because they have walked through the fire themselves. Pain humanizes you, and it also equips you with the insight needed to inspire, motivate, and uplift those around you. Pain teaches patience and persistence, which are critical in leadership. Immediate results are rare, and the path to success is often filled with obstacles, resistance, and delays. Those who have faced personal trials develop the patience to navigate setbacks without giving up, and the persistence to continue moving forward, even when progress seems slow. Each painful experience reinforces the understanding that effort compounded over time produces results. That temporary discomfort is a necessary part of long-term achievement, and that endurance in adversity is more valuable than short-lived victories. Pain cultivates courage. Leaders must make difficult decisions, confront challenges that others avoid, and take risks that many would consider too great. Experiencing pain equips you to face fear without being paralyzed by it. You learn that discomfort is not a signal to retreat, but a signal to act with wisdom and strength. Courage developed through pain is not reckless. It is calculated, grounded in experience, and informed by the understanding that challenges are temporary, but the lessons gained are permanent. Finally, pain builds confidence in your own abilities. When you survive hardship, when you endure difficulty, when you overcome obstacles that seemed insurmountable, you prove to yourself that you are capable. That proof becomes an internal reservoir of strength that no external circumstance can easily shake. Leaders do not rely solely on talent or luck. They rely on the confidence forged through trials, the knowledge that they have faced adversity before and can face it again. Pain does not weaken leaders. It equips them with the tools, mindset, and inner strength to not only survive challenges, but to excel in the face of them. In the end, every struggle, every setback, and every moment of pain is not an obstacle, it is a stepping stone. Pain is not your enemy, it is the force shaping you into someone capable of handling more, achieving more, and becoming more. The challenges you face today are preparing you for the victories of tomorrow. The discomfort, the rejection, and the failures are all part of a process designed to refine your character, sharpen your skills, and strengthen your resolve. So when life gets hard, don't turn away. When the weight feels heavy, don't collapse. Embrace it. Learn from it. Let it build you. Because the truth is this: the bigger the pain, the greater the purpose it is preparing you for. The struggles you endure now are the foundation for the extraordinary life that awaits. Every challenge is shaping a version of you that is stronger, wiser, and unstoppable. And one day, when you look back, you will realize that the very things that hurt you the most were the exact things that made you powerful enough to achieve something far bigger than you ever imagined.